Ah, well, good evening, darlings, and I hope that you can all see me and hear me because there's been another change of tech. Now, hopefully, this will be the final one. Hopefully, this will be the setup that we stick with going forward. So, to bring you completely into the loop, you're as technologically, and that's easy for you to say, you're as technologically oh, God, you're as technologically advanced as it's possible for you to be. You are on the gimbal, which still doesn't have a name. You're on the iPhone 16 Pro and you're on the DJI mic. And hopefully it's all bleeding working. Somebody will ping pong me if it's not. Oh, talking about ping ponging, I need that and that, do I not? Yes, I do. That was a rhetorical question. And I need to put these, actually, that can stay out. That needs to go in the refrigerator. So it does, to be sure. Anyway, assuming you can all see and hear me, then a very good evening to you and a very warm welcome indeed to Friday Night Live. Oh, it's a late one tonight and it's a late one tomorrow, darlings. 11:30. Gosh, we should all be tucked up in bed, shouldn't we? Ah, with who with? Well, I'd settle for Alanis Morissette as usual. How has your day been, darlings? How has your Friday been? What have you got planned for the weekend? What have you been eating? What have you been up to? How are you feeling? All of the normal stuff as we wave away Friday and we welcome in the weekend. Do we not? Oh, drinky time. Jimmy Quinn, I did exactly what you told me to do. I bought a decent bottle of wine. Thank you very much. Here we go. Oh, that is so much better. Oh, welcome back, wine, and do your thing. Oh, oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, that's such a good feeling. Speaking of Jimmy Quinn, he is first cab off the rank. Good evening, Boaty and all. Oh, God. Evening, Jimmy. The lovely Amy is with us. Greetings to the community players. Greetings indeed. Hope everyone has had a bright and beautiful day. Oh, I like that. Today, goes on Amy, I went scrumping. My goodness me, scrumping, eh? Peter P is with us. Good evening, Boaty and Pufflings. Lord Stiff Upper Lip has got some lyrics with us. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Bidum, 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 bidum. Oh, that guy from SETI Alpha 5 is here, the lovely Barry. Good evening to you. Matron's here. Evening all, says Matron. I really should be asleep as I have travelling to do tomorrow from Cilia Clack. But here I am. Here you are indeed. I'm fading fast, says Amy, feeling sleepy. It must have been the large portion of Jinga Karelia with naan bread I ate for dinner. I should go to sleep reminiscing about chocolate picnic bars. Oh, well, no better way to go to sleep, really, is there? Barry has been working on his recommendations for the company running the clinic, but what they do is their business. The two women diddling the books, though, have been sacked. Quite right, too. Janice Pretorius is with us and says, where is it? Well, what an absolutely fine question. If I had to guess, I would guess it was on top of the fridge, but right at the back towards the right hand side where you wouldn't really see it unless you'd have to very much look for it. But good evening, Janice. Uh, on Monday, says Barry, I have to go back to no job ward. That is lovely. Oh, sorry, nut job ward. Nut job ward. Oh, God, you're back in the, what is it? Oh, is it like Pico or something? If so, then I empathise. I worked in Pico. It was a life-changing experience. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, the thought of that. Shoot me now, says Barry. Simone, Hooked on Classics, is with us. Uh, Hello, Boaty and all. Um, of course we will, Peter P. Peter says the dynamic duo with the help of Brucey will cheer you up, Barry. That will be our job on Monday afternoon. Oh, it's still working. Oh, God, it's working. It's magic. Oh, uh, oh, right. Jolly good. Jolly good. And to answer your question from last night, says Barry, um, yes, the actress you mentioned is on my list of clients. Right. I don't know who that is. That aimed at me or somebody else? Not sure. Can't remember. Uh, oh, and Simone is thanking Barry for the book. Very cool indeed. Chaz Brown is with us. A fine, good Friday evening to Boaty and all. Um, Jim is asking Simone if she got a computer. Uh, oh, and she did. So that's good. She can do some editing. That's splendid. Uh, Barry is suggesting that Simone could do a review on the book, which is an excellent idea. Oh, and Simone is feeling better today, managed to keep food down. Well, that's splendid news. Mustard is here, or was here. Project Nigel, newly monetized on his other channel. Hello, everyone, and dingle and dangle. Late again, says Jimmy Quinn. Yeah, sorry, I was late leaving the restaurant, and then Bernard rang on the way home, and then I had to set up all of the old setup was a lot easier. I mean, it was all just there. It was plugged in all the time. All I had to do was press a button and go. Now I have to faff with this, faff with that, plug this in, turn that on, do it. Oh, I do hanker for the old days. Honestly, when you're doing these things on a nightly basis, it's so much easier when you've got a permanent setup. Although hopefully the improvement in sound and vision will make all of the faff worthwhile. Skick is here. Good evening, Skick. The containers that are being put in the yard, says Skick. Why don't you and Mustard hire one? In most cases, they offer small parts of the container, 10 foot by 8 foot. What? Why? What? What are you suggesting we do with it, Skick? What would we do with a container? um, Trisha's here. Good evening, Boaty and all in chat. Mustard has just finished watching our wasted trip to Leicester video from 6 months back. It's a classic. That oh right, yeah, that would be the one where we didn't buy the six. That was hilarious. That really was funny. That was one of those really surreal days where I had to question what was happening. When Mustard went to the wrong door and was having a conversation with somebody who very clearly did spoke very little English, trying to explain that he's here to buy a car and they've got a fridge freezer outside the door and they're trying to sell him that. God. Oh God! And then the bloody car itself. What a shed! It had had a lot of money spent on it, but it was probably a very decent car. But my God, it was a shed, and he was so offended when we pointed out that it was a howling munter of a shed. Oh dear. Uh, yeah, that was a fun day. That was a fun day. Andrew Buttigieg is here and says hello to everybody. The sound is very low, says Simone. Well, turn your volume up. Um, don't know what I can do about that. I mean, I'm showing as pretty much maxing out on the microphone input. I couldn't go any higher. I would start clipping. I mean, I could speak up, I suppose. How was the restaurant this evening? Were there many bookings and was it busy? Asked Chaz Brown. No, there weren't many bookings. No, it wasn't busy. Everything was quiet tonight. The restaurant was quiet. Takeaways were quiet. We were making Momo by 9:30 because we didn't have anything else to do. It's been a really dead night at the restaurant for whatever reason. There's no rhyme, no reason to things since the pandemic. You just never know. You never know. You used to know where you stood. You know, Tuesday was dead, Wednesday was almost dead, Thursday was okay, Friday and Saturday were really busy, and Sunday was quite busy. Now, you never know. You can be packed out on a Tuesday and dead on a Friday. And it's really difficult to sort out the staffing levels because, you know, the cost of everything has gone through the roof since the pandemic, of course. And you have to be careful about things like staffing levels because, you know, paying out an extra 170 quid a night for staff that aren't required isn't as tenable as it might have once been. With the cost of the raw ingredients having gone through the roof um, since the pandemic and then since the Ukraine thing, margins are not what they once were. I finally caught one live, says Almost Then. Happy Friday to Boaty and the Boat Maniacs. Ah, so glad you're here with us. And well done on that, and happy Friday to you. The M11 is here. Good evening to the whole damn lot of you. Is anybody horizontal? Is anybody naked? Anybody on a promise tonight? Let me know. Well, I am none of those things. I'm not naked, I'm not horizontal, and I'm definitely not on a promise, sadly. That'd be a nice thing, wouldn't it? Everybody's saying hello to Emma. 2 out of 3 here, Emma, says Matron. Chaz Brown is horizontal. Oh, hang on, says Simone, my TV volume was down. Ha ha. Oh dear, there we go. People are saying hello to each other that night. Oh dear, Simone, I spent 2 a.m. this morning vomiting into a bucket. Nice to hear that Alanis likes a good pottering, says Peter P. Gosh, hello again, everyone, says Mustard. Emma says, hey, Almost Then. You sound happy to see me, so have an extra sloppy snog. Blimey. Blimey. Oh, Karen says hello to everyone, by the way, says Barry. She's working a case of her own. There we are. Forgive my ignorance, says Almost Then, as I'm in the United States. So I'm not sure what an extra sloppy snog is, but it's probably good, right? Right? Well, I'm sure that Emma will explain that. If not, I will. Oh, Emma's handing out sloppy snogs left, right, and centre here. Simone's going to be heading to bed very soon. Everybody have a bog snog. And we've got our first voice note of the evening. Here you go, darlings. Enjoy. Okay, why are you not playing? What have I done wrong? Is the volume up? Have I got you upside down? Yeah, volume. Oh, okay, I had to download it. Here we go.
Good evening this Friday night, Mr. Boaty.
Good evening.
My name is Jason. I hope Emma's well online as well. And also Tracy and the captain if he's online.
Ah, there we are. Mr. Parry sending his wonderful greetings to everybody. Don't forget to like, instructs Jimmy Quinn. I like that, Peter P. Everybody have a bog snog, says Emma. In response to Peter P, who was suggesting a bog snog. Bogs, by the way, darlings. Boaty's old geezers and gals. You're all a bog if you're here. Even if you're only 19 years old, you're still an old geezer or gal in this company. Right, let's have some food news then. What have you all been eating? I had today for lunch, he said, desperately trying. Oh, I put it in the Facebook group, didn't I? Oh, hello. And telephone call. How exciting. Put it on speaker. Good evening, Mystery Mustard.
Yeah, I don't mind calling you, really. I mean, we could just have a conversation on Monday, couldn't we?
Well, we could, but it's always a pleasure to hear your bearded voice. How are you?
Being in this voice. I don't really want to spoil your stupid fucking live stream, do I?
Oh, how could you possibly do that?
Oh, I've got no idea. There's very little I could do that would ruin it, really.
Any input that you put in would be, I'm sure, only to the benefit of the live stream and the wider community.
Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the World.
The Leisure Peninsula.
That's the one. He could have been in Monty Python.
He could have.
I've seen a picture of him. He looks like a Monty Python character.
Does he?
I do hope he likes that.
I hope he likes it too. Which sketch can you imagine him in?
The argument.
Ah, yeah. Is this the right question for you? Have you ever touched yourself inappropriately while watching Monty Python? And if so, which bit of Monty Python were you watching?
Bit of Monty Python? You want to know if I touched myself inappropriately?
Yes.
Watching Monty Python?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would like to know.
That's such a curious question.
It is. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I haven't done. But I'm sure you know I haven't done. But it's the question that's so interesting that I wish I had.
Well, you're not dead yet, mate.
I'm going to have to make something of pounds on.
You've got lots of opportunities to put that right. What did you have for lunch?
Oh, I've just gone to Istanbul.
Oh, so just the usual takeaway. What did you have?
Why is it so interesting to you? What's more interesting is what I'm making right now.
Oh, what are you making? Kitchen. What are you making right now? And why are you speaking so quietly?
Because it is 10 to 12, and people are asleep upstairs.
Oh yeah, fair point. What are you making for your midnight snack then?
Oh, a madras.
Oh.
A cheapo madras. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, all right.
Is Mrs. Mustard upstairs and in bed, or is she downstairs watching you cook?
No, she's asleep, or almost asleep.
All right, okay.
Now,
So,
I actually called because I was going to leave a voice message.
All right.
You answered instead, didn't you? I wasn't quite expecting that. You want to talk? Yeah, the video, the Leicester video, the reason I watched that was because it keeps cropping back up as being viewed again. Like, a couple of views every hour.
Okay.
I wonder why that is. And it just made me think, I must watch it. And it is a very good video.
You're talking about your video?
Well, yeah, not yours, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, watch mine. Mine was better.
How could it have been better?
Oh, just the usual, better presentation, better edited. That's
you didn't do any editing or presentation. All you did is just bung your bloody phone on the screen.
Yeah.
Just left it running. You didn't cut anything else. I managed to condense what we did into about 10 minutes. That 3-hour journey that we had into about 10 minutes.
Yeah, but is that always a good thing? Right, now, imagine.
I wouldn't be watching you right now, would I?
Right.
if
No,
you
look.
had to spend 3 hours watching us doing something else
Right.
first.
Imagine if you had the opportunity to hump Charlotte Church. I'm sure you imagine that on a frequent basis. Now,
I've actually forgotten about her.
would you want the whole 3 hour experience, or would you press the button that got rid of all of the boring bits and just wiped it down to 10 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, very good analogy. But
Thank you.
I prefer a very, very good 10 minutes to 3 hours worth of boring bits in between.
Oh, but you might. Oh, you never know
Oh,
what. You never know
Wait a
what.
minute, wait. I never said your videos are boring. You did. You daft twat.
You wouldn't know if they were boring. You never watched them.
I do watch them. I just don't.
You don't enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that.
Oh yeah, that was one of your better lines.
Yeah. Right, now ready? Get ready for this.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Ah, the lovely Captain Mustard there, and how kind of him to call and make the effort to call at 6 minutes to midnight and tell me to go forth and multiply. We have another voice note.
Today, for my dinner, I had breakfast at dinner time. This evening meal, I had steak, chips, and peas with the famous ketchup, and chocolate fudge cake. And one last message is, if our wonderful Emma was doing a reenactment of the Liverpool Scouser falling out of bed under her duvet, hope she doesn't fall out of bed this evening. Or she didn't fall out of bed last night anyway.
Well, what a kind.
All on Saturday, sir. And look forward to our live tonight. Hope it all goes well. And all look forward to see you on Saturday night as well, sir. We've also got to thank you for doing this every night for us anyway. We'd like to thank you to our Boaty, your old chap.
How very kind. Now, will there ever be a day when our beloved Mr. Parry, who is without doubt an absolute stalwart of the community, will he ever go a day without eating chips, I wonder? Now, I'm not one to talk about that because for lunch today, I had a Derbyshire classic dish, darlings. I had a classic Derbyshire dish called curry on chips, but my own version of it. So, everything homemade. Look, oh, I made some awesome homemade chips. They were absolutely, oh, they were stunning. Absolutely stunning. Don't, right. Have a look around on social media and you will find people posting pictures of their chips made in an air fryer. And they always look rank, they're always burned, right? Sod your air fryer, sod it to Lytham St Anne's and back. You don't want one of those stupid things. I used my little tabletop oven. I made chips today and they were beyond wonderful. They were absolutely superb. And I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I took a potato poe, just a standard potato poe, and I washed it, darlings. And I placed it on a chopping board. I took a sharp knife and I cut that potato poe into large chip-shaped pieces. Skin on, skin on. Very important that. I then rinsed them in moist water, got rid of as much starch as possible, and then I parboiled them, darlings. And if you want to parboil something, you don't need a parboiler. You can do it in a standard saucepan Vark. Yes, you really can. So I parboiled them. I took them out of the saucepan Vark when they were fully and correctly parboiled. And I patted them dry, darlings. I patted them dry with a nice absorbent tea towel. Oh, guess what I did next? Well, I can tell you. I only put them in. I I took my oven baking tray thing, I sprayed some nice olive oil on it. Oh, lovely. Seasoned it. Oh, nice. Put the chips in there, swished them round a bit, sprayed the top with a bit more oil, and I put them into the oven at 146.5 degrees, my lovelies. Yes, I did exactly that. And I cooked them for 8 minutes and 57 seconds, turning them once. Guess what I did next? I turned the oven up. I did. I turned it up. I turned it up to no fewer than 190 degrees, my little walnut whips. And then I cooked them until they were ready. I shook them around, I buggered them about a bit, I flipped them around. Oh, God, they were fantastic. And I served them with curry on top. Nice, just it was very nice actually. Haven't had that for ages. It is a classic Derbyshire dish, curry on chips. And it was absolutely so. I have had chips today, darlings, but in my defence, they were splendid, homemade chaps, done in the oven, so nice and healthy with jolly good olive oil, which, as we all know, is good for you and keeps your unmentionables in good working order. And I don't know about you, darlings, but when it comes to my unmentionables, I like them to be in good working order, and olive oil helps with that. That's why there is no there's no what's it in the Mediterranean. There's no population slump. Now in China, there's a terrible population slump. People aren't having babies because people aren't pottering, because the majority of males over the age of 40 in China suffer from erectile dysfunction. And that's not coming from me, that's coming from a Chinese person of a female persuasion who presumably has first hand evidence of this. But you don't get dishes like that in the Mediterranean, darlings. You go to Malta and Gozo, and the men are virile. Virile, I tell you. Oh my God, their virility shines out of them like a vacuum cleaner with a headlight. My downstairs vacuum cleaner does have a headlight. Now imagine that in a dark, foggy room. Imagine that headlight shining. Well, that is how the virility shines out of a gentleman from Malta and Gozo. And they're having children, darlings, because they use olive oil. Wonderful Maltese or Gozitan olive oil, or even Sicilian at a push. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. And they were wonderful chips, and it was a wonderful lunch, and I enjoyed it very much indeed. I've had an incredibly positive and, oh, hello.
To the Multi Python movie, sir, I carried on to Faulty Towers. I'll send you the picture to who I was acting when I moved to Faulty Towers after the Multi Python movie. I am only getting back to you because the captain said I look like I was from that movie, sir.
And he has indeed sent me a picture of the one and only John Cheese to award him his real name. Now then, we've got another voice note for you, darlings.
Hello, Jason.
Oh, God.
It's your favourite Liverpool lass here. Just ringing to let you know that I had McDonald's for my tea today. But I was more glad if I've noshed on your delicious sausage.
Oh, God. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dear. I'll put that on my dating profile. Slightly preferable to a McDonald's. God. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, lunch was really good, and I've had a positive and productive day. I was up earlier than I would have got up if I'd have been left with a free choice. I forced myself to get up early. I got today's video all edited up. It was, oh God, it was all done before 12 o'clock, darlings. I was exporting that video, getting ready to upload it. And that meant that I could put some trousers on and go to Chatsworth, as I promised you I would. Now, I'm a man who keeps some of my promises. I'm also a very truthful man, apart from, admittedly, I do tell lies, but only when it suits me, in fairness. So yeah, I took you all to Chatsworth like I promised I would, and I went to the farm shop as I promised you I would, and I got some Nicki Minaj, and I got my amazing, beautiful, strong horseradish cream for my Sunday beef that I'm so looking forward to, and I really enjoyed it, darlings. Oh, and I went to the post office and I posted some gloves. Yeah, really. And then I came back and I cooked a nice lunch, and then I went to work. So, yeah, fair play to me. Fair play to me. And tomorrow, darlings, I'm going back to doing Boaty's Saturday brunch. Uh, but tomorrow is going to be, it's not going to be a breakfast brunch, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a 4-item brunch, right? One of the items will be some eggs, and I'm showing you them here. And that's for, purposes of veracity. Another item will be sausages. Again, veracity. I'm not lying to you. Sausages are right there. So what I'm going to, and there are going to be some of these chaps, baby new potatoes. And what I'm going to do tomorrow for my brunch, I am going to make, I'm going to do fried potatoes, and I'm going to do them in quite a special way. I'm going to use my um, boil steam saute method. So I'm going to, potatoes, sausage, egg and beans is what it's going to be, but I'm going to try and posh it up and make it super tasty. I wonder if anybody's left a comment. Let's have a look. Um, oh gosh. Hang on, let's get to where we should be. Right. Has Boaty run some lube through his long flowing locks tonight? Not so much. Oh, is that a new massage? Hang on. Oh, it might be. Yes, it might be. Newsflash, ITV are bringing back Bullseye. Let's see what you could have won. God, are they really? Who's hosting it? The haircut is coming in a few weeks, Andrew, says Emma. It is indeed. What's that? Oh, I forgot about that. I just wanted to touch my nipple to slightly arouse myself, and I found this bit of paper in my shirt pocket. Funny old thing, life, isn't it? Where was I? Bernard seems keen. Yeah, she's really not. She's really not. Bernard likes to have a chat every now and then. Normally when she's had a few glasses of wine, and it doesn't always make complete sense. But it sounds like she's pretty busy at the moment. She's doing 3 jobs. She's doing her normal job, which is something to do with recruitment consultancy, something about that. She now appears to, and she works with and for the Labour Party, which has led to some really interesting late night arguments back in the day when we used to occasionally be in the same place at the same time together. And she now has another job doing something with Network Rail. And another occasional job at Chester Racecourse. So, but then, her phone ran out of battery or something and it started making weird noises. So I had to listen to Alanis Morissette instead. But I can assure you, who was it? Peter P. I can assure you that she is by no means keen, and I guarantee you that she and I will never ever see each other in real life ever again. There'll be A little flurry of messages or phone calls for a while, and then it'll all go quiet. But no, no. Sadly, I'm the one that's keen. She's not, which is a shame. But there you go. Anyway, I'm too old now. I'm too old and too set in my ways for all of that. Uh, He looks like Count Dracula tonight, says Jimmy Quinn. Nutjob Ward is an ongoing project, says Barry, who's putting it on to get freebies, etc. Genuinely disabled people need help. People who put it on, I have no tolerance for them. Andrew Buttigieg says Eddie Munster has let himself go. Oh dear. Dracula or Ray Reardon, says Chaz Brown. Well, it's an even call, isn't it? Claire says hello and hello to you. Extras. Oh, right. Skip's talking about the container. I didn't. Right. Extra space. Your lunch videos could be filmed there and somewhere to have a break and stay warm. And Andrew says, I mentioned the container idea a couple of weeks ago, Skip. Boaty, are you getting the weird thingy so we can have some hot, steamy kitchen action? Peter P. Right, you know me too well because I've become obsessed with that. Uh, for those who don't know what we're talking about, I went to a charity shop yesterday and I saw an appliance there. I had no idea what it was, what it did, or what it was for, but I wanted it desperately. No idea why, I'm just like that. And to be honest, if it was like £3 or £4, I would have bought it, despite not knowing what it did. I just really wanted it. But it wasn't £3 or £4. It was £25. And I am easily stupid enough to spend £25 on something that I don't know what it is or what it's for or whether I've got a use for it. I am that stupid. What I also am is poor, and I didn't have £25 to spend, whether it was stupid or not. But I did some. There's no getting away from that. I've just got to own that burp. Yes, I did it. I'm sorry. I'm not proud. Neither am I ashamed. I didn't choose that burp. It chose me. The perils of live broadcasting. So I found out what it was, and it is a Morphy Richards IntelliSteam thing, and it's like a multiple steamer thing. So you've got like 3 areas, and you can control them all individually, and you can time stuff, and it's got a keep warm function, and it's got a digital display, and all of that shenanigans. And now that I know what it is, I want one more than ever. So there's been a range of them. They've kind of been updated as the years have gone on. The one in the charity shop is quite an early model from what I can gather. And now I really do want it. It's part of my quest to find. Look, I'm showing you as if you can see. Use your mind's eye. You know my kitchen. You know my kitchen layout. It would be to go where my second coffee machine is. And the second coffee machine is only there because otherwise it's a space. It used to be a fish tank, then it became Bob the ice maker, then it became an empty space, so my spare coffee maker sits there just so it's not an empty space. Well, that's where the steamer would go. And I would actually use that because I often steam multiple things and it would be quite useful having them in different compartments. So, for example, on a Sunday, I would steam my vegetables and my potatoes. I like steaming food. It's healthy. It keeps the nutrients. It keeps the colour. And it keeps the taste as well. So I would actually use that thing. Yeah, I've really been obsessing over it. Since yesterday, I've just been searching. I searched all of YouTube for them and I found a load of reviews on them. I searched the internet and found some online non-video reviews, written reviews. I've been looking at them all on eBay to get an idea of what price they go for. So yeah, in an ideal world, I'd be back down to the charity shop tomorrow morning and buying it, but it is still 25 quid and I am still skint. But that doesn't matter. It's the pleasure of obsessing over it. I love obsessing over things. Even if I forget about them or whatever, and I don't often. Once I'm obsessed by something, I tend to stay obsessed, you know? And it's great. I'm really enjoying it. And again, it's something to aim for. You have to have things in mind that make you get out of bed and make you go to work and make you try and improve your financial situation and all of that. So if you haven't got those things, then what's your motivation to get up? What's your motivation to go to work? You haven't got one, have you? You need that. You need, we're like donkeys. We need a carrot dangling in front of us as well as a stick whacking us on the arse. Emma will be getting excited now. So yeah, it is my Amorphy Richards IntelliSteam is top of my list to fill that space. A really cool retro. It looks 80s. The one in the charity shop looks 1980s. It's on today's video, or there's just the clip on its own. It's in the Facebook group. Yeah, Boaty's World on Facebook. If you want to see what I'm rattling on about. But yeah, it looks really cool and retro and geeky, and you know, I'm all over that sort of thing. So there is going to be one there at some point. It's like the clock radio, like I obsessed over that, you know. And don't think that I've stopped obsessing over it. I haven't. I'm still obsessed with the clock radio. I just haven't had a couple of hours free to properly get into it and sort it all out and sort out all of the doings. It's set up, it's operating, it's on my bedside table. The instruction booklet, which came with it, is in my lavatory, and now I've finished Clarkson, then I'm reading that while I'm doing my lavatorial business. So I've got a good theoretical knowledge of what I need to do to really wring the neck of that clock radio and get the very best out of it. And when I've got a couple of hours to actually put that into practice, then I'm going to make a video about it. Because I am genuinely no less obsessed with it now than I love it. I absolutely adore it. It's one of the best things in the cottage, and I will continue adoring it until the day that I turn my face to the wall and take my last. And the same will be true of the Morphy Richards IntelliSteam thing. It's on the list, and you know when things are on the list, I make them happen at some point somehow. Might not be next week, might not be next month, but it will be next year at the very least, darlings. Anyway, Mustard says, Skick. Hello, Skick. It would make more sense to keep the caravan, to be honest, than to have the storage unit. Yeah, it kind of would, because the storage unit, you've got no light, you've got no heat. Yeah, you could shelter from you can shelter from the weather there, but it's going to be dark in winter, and be difficult to heat. You know, the caravan, you can just attach a battery to it, and you've got lights, and you can get heat in there, and you can cook in there, and you can sit very comfortably. I'm really going to miss that caravan. I really am. Mark Passad is with us. Good evening, Boaty, and good evening, Chuck. Good evening to you, Mark. I thought there was an issue with the caravan using space, Mustard, says Skick. If you had a part of a container, it would be your space and not his. Oh, I could get a really big container and put the caravan in it. Can a caravan fit into a container? 2 birds, 1 stone, says Andrew, who has the same idea as I've just had. I thought a container was like a cupboard, says Emma. Well, it's the same principle. It's an enclosed space, but it would be a very large cupboard. A guest cupboard, says Andrew. I snugged Kung Fu Mistress in the dojo changing room. Does that count? Asks Barry. Uh, and these are the conversations, says Andrew, we're all going to miss from Roger Boaty. Barry says a few quid in Sean's box. Well, it's only £1 tonight. I put 2 in last night, didn't I? But yeah, let's do the box before we forget. I did empty my pocket. It's on the breadboard. There's £1. And here is the box. £1 box. There we go. Oh, you see, shouldn't have mentioned the box. Now I'm thinking, I wonder if there's enough pounds in that box to buy the IntelliSteamer. No. That is my birthday box. That is for my night alone in the Grand Hotel in Llandudno for my birthday next year. Emma's talking about my haircut. Apparently it's going to be much shorter, but I won't be bald. And it will make everybody happy, and you'll all stop bullying me to get my haircut. Yes, £1 in the box, Boaty, says Andrew. All done now. The volume is very low, says Pocahontas 100. Evening, Boaty and all. 30 quid a week for a container, Mustard, says Matron. Could rent it out as an alternative to the local Premier Inn. Much cheaper. 5 young cannibals. Check them out, says Skick. I noticed the other day the lead singer in the day is a double of a young Boat. Yeah, we've talked about that before, Skick. His name is Roland Gift. And when I was about 19 or 20, I could get into nightclubs free by saying I was him. We looked that much alike. People do live in them, Tracy, says Kick, talking about containers. Well, yeah, if you go to Gulliver's Kingdom, and I would recommend that you all do, it's a fabulous place, one of my favourite places in the world. And if you stay in the hotel there, then all of the hotel rooms are containers, believe it or not. True fact. I was there when they were delivered and turned into hotel rooms. I used to get access to that sort of thing because Boo used to work there. Containers can make a fantastic residence, says Andrew. Bung several together, put in some windows, deck it out inside, and Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. And Matron says that there's a community in Trinity Wharf near Greenwich of containers. And Skick adds that I also look like his Auntie Ada. Oh, there we are. Matron's husband has considered getting a container to live in or use as a studio, but he hasn't got any land to site it on. After all that, the chips were still shit, says Jimmy. They weren't, they were amazing. Better chips than you've ever eaten, I guarantee it. Oh, excuse me. That's true about horny Maltese men, says Andrew. My dad's father was in his 60s when my dad was born. Well, there you are, you see. There you are. Simone is saying good night to everyone, or was at that point in time. Diddly-doo. Oh, Mustard had chips at Istanbul today, and they were okay. They're normally lousy if you have them in the place itself. If you have them as a takeaway, then they go a bit soggier, and that makes them more edible. But they're pretty lousy, to be fair. No, you can't beat homemade chips, and you don't need a deep fat fryer. My oven fried chips are, I promise you, they are superb. Oodles, they do chips, I think. Well, God, don't talk about oodles. Skick watched an interview with Leanne Rimes talking about depression and anxiety. She said there are times when she never showers or brushes her teeth for days. Oh God, you probably wouldn't then. You'd probably wait, wouldn't you, until she. Anyway, fucking tough sometimes, and it upsets me. Yeah, anybody who has lived with anxiety or depression will recognize that. That's why you need routine. It's why you need work. It's why you need routine. Otherwise, then when you're having a black dog day or days, you will go days without washing or brushing your teeth or getting dressed. It's awful. It's awful. Um, and any of us who do suffer, we're only that much away from being there at any one point. That's why we have to cling to routine. And, those of us who don't medicate, who try to deal with it organically, that's why we really have to concentrate on those organic ways. Those roses, they've kind of had it, haven't they? They were absolutely glorious, but they're not gonna make it to 2 weeks, are they? Shame. They were lovely. I'm very tough and brave, but in some ways a coward, says Skick. And yeah, Andrew says, I hear you, and I think a lot of people will hear you on that. Bullseye TV show will be hosted by Freddie Flintoff, cricketer and Top Gear presenter. Never heard of him. Dave Smith says, good evening. Boaty's Burp, says Barry, sponsored by the Rusty Trombone. Was it a bain marie? Asked Jimmy. No, well, no, it's a steamer, um, slightly different. A bain marie obviously is well, it's what they now call a sous vide. It's a water bath where it's the warmth of the water that does the cooking, whereas this is a steamer. The food isn't in contact with the water at all. The water is beneath, and it's the steam that actually cooks the food. So, did we say hello to Dave Smith? If we didn't, we're doing it now. Good evening, Dave. Um, Diddly do. Oh, talking about voice messages, I think we have a new one.
Well, hello, Boaty. It's Alanis Morissette here again, and I was just wondering whether I could come around for another hot pottering session again tomorrow, because, I'd never seen one like that before, baby.
Well, you wouldn't.
Goodness me, took me really by surprise. I never thought they could ever look like that, and I just want to have another look, if that's right, and a bit of pottering, take a few photographs, and Bob will be my uncle. So, if you're up for it, honey, just give me a call, okay? All right. Bye for now, babe.
I'm genuinely aroused at this moment. You know, part of your mind just thinks, yeah, it might be Alanis, it might not be Emma. Oh, Mark Lyons is with us. G'day, Rebel Rousers. Good evening to everyone from down under in New Zealand. And a jolly good evening to you. Cheer up, Skick, says Jimmy Quinn. Could be worse, you could be Boaty. Pound in the box and then you can empty the box to buy your steamer, says Emma. Oh, don't tempt me. I can't. It's for my birthday. Or can I? I bet there's enough in there. What style of clothing from the 70s or 80s would suit Boaty to go with all of his retro furniture? Ah, good question. Good question. I still have Matron. It still is my profile picture. I love it. And thank you, Dave. I like that very much. Ah. Boaty, you should just tease the box. Slowly insert the pound in, then slowly withdraw. Repeat several times, and then deploy the pound in an orgasmic explosion of relief. God, I'm even more aroused now. I bet you £1,000 I've had better chips, Boaty. Jimmy Quinn, I'll take that bet. I will take that bet, although I haven't got £1,000. Boaty needs a beige safari suit and white socks. Hands on the table, Boaty. Okay, my loves. Right, well, I've just come to the end of the comments. And that's kind of perfect timing, because it is about... Boaty, if you took 25 quid from the box for your steamer, it would only take a few weeks of putting £2 a day in to replace what you took out. Oh, now you really have made me... Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. And, you know, think of it. I might get hit by a bus before my birthday, and then it would go to waste. Whereas that steamer, I could go down and get that steamer tomorrow, and I could cook my Sunday vegetables in it on Sunday, couldn't I? Ah. Oh. Ah, temptation. And I can resist anything apart from temptation. Now then. Well, that's food for thought. Food for thought, steamer. See what I did there? Never mind. Okay, darling, say your good night. It is time to beggar off. It is late, isn't it? I've got curry to eat. Back to... Oh, excuse me. Back to staff curry tonight. Finish off the wine. Oh. Tomorrow's video. You've got a proper video tomorrow, darlings. Chatsworth House and Chatsworth Farm Shop. I hope you enjoy that. I will, of course, be back on... I'll be back tomorrow night, won't I? Same time, same place. Bear with me just a second. I need to say thank you. Oh, don't do that. Just log in with my face. You normally do. Oh, please wait. I've just done that once. Not above. Oh, I have to say a big thank you to Peter P, who's just punged in £2 towards the steamer, bless him. Oh, bless him. If you've not got a clue what I'm talking about, have a look in the Facebook group or today's video. And there was just this thing, I saw it in the charity shop. I thought, that looks cool. That looks like the kind of thing that I like. Old, you know, the kind of stuff that was cutting edge 25 or 35 years ago. And I just thought that would go down a treat in the old kitchen. I'm such an enabler, says Emma. And don't tempt him, Emma, says Andrew. You could cook my Momo in your new steamer when I come to visit next, says Emma. Why are the radios so special in the day in that V6 you got? Asked Skik. Oh, because it's a Becker Traffic Pro. So at the time that was current, that was the best stereo in the world. Fitted to Ferrari, Lamborghini, some Porsche, top of the range Porsche. It was the most recognisable, the most expensive, and just the best stereo that you could possibly get. So yeah, that's why it's special. How much is in the tin, Boaty? Asked Jimmy Quinn. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Um, I'd have to work it out or empty the tin and count it. Um, Night all sweet dreams, says Pocahontas 100. Chatsworth House, says Andrew. Only looked at it on Google Maps. Well, you can see it. I drove you in tomorrow's video, which obviously I filmed today. I drove you right through the estate, not quite from one end to the other, but almost all the good bits anyway. And I showed you the house, got as far as I could before I had to pay, and I took you to the farm shop. And another day I will take you to the garden centre. So yeah, you got that to look forward to tomorrow. Boaty would look dapper in the sort of attire that wears on his Jules Guides London Walks videos. Oh, I've never heard of those. We can make Boaty's dedicated follower of fashion, 70s style. And Emma says, I think that Tracy and Boaty and Mustard and I should all dress up as ABBA for a special video. Right. Okay, right. Time to get off, eat, have a shower, get changed, get ready for bed, eat some curry. Watch a video of something or other. Thank you for your company, darlings, as always. I've enjoyed tonight. I have enjoyed tonight. Hope you've enjoyed being on the posh phone with the posh microphone and all of that. And yeah, thank you for giving me your time so late on a Friday night. Jimmy Quinn has left the stream, and that means it's time for us all to go. So, if you're able to, I would love you to join me tomorrow night, Saturday Night Live, 11:30 again. So another late one, I'm afraid. But what can I do? That's the time that I get home. My hair might be less lubed, and oh, Ian Hully's just popped in at the end to say good evening to us all. So yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Not a clue. Except that I am going to make that kind of brunch thing, and I'll probably video that. Oh, I know what I might be doing tomorrow. I might be hanging pictures, and I bought some cheap stuff, ordered some cheap stuff off Amazon. It was only like about £4 something. And I've got a picture hanging kit. So the bits I bought from the charity shop yesterday, I can get them up on the wall. And I got the thing to put the early starter little chef plate up on the wall. But that's going to involve me banging a nail in with a hammer. So that could mean that the cottage is demolished tomorrow, depending on what time the stuff arrives. If it arrives early enough, I'll have a go and I'll film it. If not, then that's going to be on Sunday. But, oh, is this a new one, or have I listened to this?
Well, hello, Boaty. It's Alanis Morissette here again, and I was just wondering whether I could come around for another hot posturing.
Yeah, I've listened to that one, haven't I? Colette Abdul. Hi, hello, Boaty. How are you? Colette, it's kind of you to ask. I'm well, thank you. And I hope that you are too. I love a charity shop, knowing that knowing there's a bargain to be had and the money going to a very good cause. I'm all for it. Well, yeah, there is that aspect to it as well, isn't there? I did feel a bit disloyal when I was looking at those themes on eBay, and I thought, well, yeah, charity shop would be better. Right, time to let you all go. I've said all of the good nights, really, haven't I? Thank you so much. Join me tomorrow if you can. Have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those who you love and who love you. And speaking of love, much, much love from me. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, either on the video or in tomorrow's live stream. And on that note, pachoo, and indeed, bosh.